That's good enough.
Okay, welcome to the first episode of Unbothered Outside Opinions.
Unstructured.
This is Josh, and this is Theo.
That is Theo. This is Josh, that is Theo.
That is Theo, this is Josh.
This and that.
So, this is our first episode. I got the idea to do this yesterday, and I just happened to have all the equipment to do it.
You got a mosquito on you? My
So,
apologies.
basically what I was hearing was from my favorite channel, Good Mythical Morning. You know Rhett and Link. They've got Ear Biscuits, the podcast.
I haven't listened to it yet.
It's a good one.
I should listen to it.
Basically, on this podcast, they talked about this idea from a call that they got. And we're going to get to that later in the video, but we're just going to start out with some topics.
First topic.
Let's discuss.
First topic. We talked a little bit about already. Are modern art pieces really art? This is in reference to the duct tape banana on the wall, the pyramid of sand buckets that the guy like pushes over and they all fall and make a mess, and then everyone's in the back like like clapping and cheering,
right.
like something interesting happened. And then the people that splash like a bunch of paint onto a canvas and then like they're like, this is $8 billion, highest bidder. What do you think?
So
Low effort modern art.
There's two parts to it. Is it worth it, and is it art?
And should you pay for it?
And should you pay for it? There's three parts to this. Is it art? I believe so.
Technically anything is art.
Yes.
Technically anything is art. But that doesn't make it meaningful art.
Do I think for one fucking second
that the tape banana should be spent money on?
That took someone a second to make, and they were probably making a joke.
Now, if it was art like has meaning, and sometimes it doesn't have meaning. Like we talked a little bit about how the duct tape banana could have like the whole backstory of like modern art could be meaningless, and this duct tape banana got really popular. See, anyone can make modern art. Like that's like an interesting theory, which I can back that. But do I think that people who splash paint on canvases randomly should be selling them for billions of dollars? If you buy that,
personally, if it's something you can make yourself, it's like, yeah, I don't think you should pay for it. So,
to go to the dollar store.
There's a difference between talent and vision. You can have a vision like this person did, where I've seen videos of people, they throw paint on a canvas and they sell it for $3 million. I think that's stupid. It's like, this is something a toddler could make. I don't even have a kid.
Go to a preschool.
But my kid could do that. That doesn't even exist.
That's a great idea. Go to a preschool, give them canvases and paint, and then billionaire. That's another idea.
This is a good idea.
New idea.
Okay. We're gonna start a new chapter of child labor.
Child artistry. Child artisans.
Yeah. See, this is gonna be green, right? They're gonna make these paintings. It doesn't matter. Like, they're literally just gonna paint on something, think they're having fun, and then I'm gonna go sell it and tell people I did it myself.
Give them an A+ grade. And then sell it for A+ money. That's a fantastic idea. Maybe I do back modern art. See, now we're thinking like the billionaires thing.
Yeah, this is a $1 billion
Utilize the children.
Idea.
Utilize the children. Put them into the workforce early. I think that's a great spot to end on the modern art. Right there. And we should go back to the robot.
Yeah, so
we were also talking about robot body parts.
Right. So when I was listening to Ear Biscuits, this caller asked this question. What they said was, if you could cut your body in half and replace it with robotic body parts, what way would you cut your body in half? And then I was thinking, what would you do with it?
And what internal or external body robot body parts would you?
Yeah, because you have to think
add?
about this. This is literally cut in half. Like, part of your heart, half your heart could be robotic, half of it could be not. Or, like...
There is people with a half robotic heart. People with pacemakers, technically.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
See, we're already starting this idea. We need to make it even better.
Let's invent pacemakers.
So now, one thing we were talking about earlier was, say, your gastrointestinal tract. I said that fucking wrong, but it doesn't matter.
Half of it robot, half of it flesh.
This is,
and how would you
let's
connect the
assume
flesh
you
to
cut
robot?
it this way. Straight down the middle, through the nuts, through the taint, straight down to your toes.
Nuts before taint.
Nuts are always before taint. You know, some people got low-hanging fruit.
I don't think Theo has low-hanging fruit.
It depends.
I don't have any fruit.
I ate them.
Ooh.
I got a grill over here. Didn't you know that? I had them yesterday for dinner.
For dinner.
And breakfast.
And breakfast.
Not lunch, though. I need my tuna salad kit for lunch.
Tuna salad kit from Walmart.
Yep.
Half of your intestines robot, half of them flesh.
Half your intestines are robot. So think about this. It's like, first you start on the human side. Let's say you cut it in half. Now you're on the human side. It's going this way. It's making a sound. It's like going through like gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. Now you get to the robot side. It's like gurgle, gurgle, gurgle.
Do you think it would make the beeping noises?
Yeah, it would beep.
Or like, you know how I said earlier, the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs machine? Do you think it would sound like that instead? Like when it makes cheeseburger, it said like the cheeseburger thing. Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger, right. Yeah.
Eggs.
Our
bacon.
poop takes a long travel.
Would
It
it make eating food and then the process to getting rid of said food through fecal matter, would that make it faster, or do you think it would just eliminate the whole process entirely? Do you think there would be stuff inside the robot part that would just disintegrate after you digest it, so you get all the nutrients and then it just disintegrates the waste? Do you think that would get rid of the toilet epidemic?
The beauty of this is that we're getting to decide that right now. Is it going to make it faster? Is
In
that going to
our
be
world.
its purpose?
In our world, would that be its purpose? I think so. I think it should.
Well,
but
what I was talking about was we can make this funny, we can make this interesting, or we can make this
serious.
useful and serious. Seriously, yeah, we could make our whole body. All right.
Get rid of the need to poop.
Starlink, poop link.
The more you poop, the stronger your Wi-Fi signal is.
Yep, I'm gonna put a Wi-Fi signal right there.
People with food poisoning never had Wi-Fi this strong.
That's true.
Would it matter on the solidness of said excrement?
It depends. Maybe the
if it's juicier, do you think it would make your Wi-Fi strength a little stronger?
There's different types of scat. You got diarrhea.
Please don't call
You got
it that.
chunky. You got rock hard. Those ones, like the spiky ones.
Those ones hurt.
Okay, but listen, maybe this is what the beauty of this robotic
maybe
body.
You get to choose what type of dookie you have.
You get to choose as it goes through. It can reshape it. I'm gonna have little arms in my gastrointestinal tract, and they're gonna go like this.
Gastrointestinal tract.
They're gonna go like this.
They can mix it up.
Yeah.
But would that make more medical visits? Would you have to get your little intestinal arms cleaned? Because we do technically speaking, we do have little arms called villi.
That's true. We're gonna make robotic
villi.
villi in the gastrointestinal tract.
We know a little bit about villi, you and I. Just a little bit. We do, because we have a very good friend in common. Although she's not my friend, she's my girlfriend. But villi, you got a mosquito on you. Oh, he left.
I'm unbothered.
He left.
Remember, I don't care.
Oh yeah, this is Unbothered. I'm gonna stop talking about the mosquitoes. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I ruined
Don't
the
talk
whole
about
show.
anything. Except for this.
Oh, okay, except for this.
So, we also talked about our toes recently.
Oh, robot toes. What would you make them into?
What would you put in your robot toes?
I said USB drives.
That's true. We're going to store data in the
what
big
type
toe.
Of data?
In the big toe, what do we have a lot of in our life that we need to store?
You're always running out of music. Always running out of storage for music.
That's true. Yeah. I might keep a USB to plug into my computer for when I'm recording a new song.
I like the idea of like pulling it out, but what if you had to what if the USB wasn't connected to the toe, but it was connected to your foot, and you had to?
Okay, but it's robotic. You can decide. Are you gonna pull the toe off, and then you can plug it in?
Now, but then you would have to have like a what's better or worse. Like you could, God damn it. You can unplug the toe, but it doesn't hold as much data. But like the USB is connected to the toe, or you can have the USB like insert, what's it called, the male part of the USB can be attached to the foot itself, and then you can have like all this.
Okay,
this can all be stored.
The USB is going to be on your joints.
Yes.
So it plugs in.
Or could you remove your leg?
You plug it into your body. You go like.
Would the more storage let's say you have to upload something, and you have like terabytes worth of like terabytes worth of shin storage here to upload. Would there be a almost a penalty feeling? Like, would you get shocked for uploading more? Yeah, we're still on. Okay. Would you get shocked for uploading more storage at a time? Like, you upload, let's say, a megabyte, and it's like you get zapped a little bit. But if you upload like a terabyte, it's like you get electrocuted. Wasn't as good.
All right. Back to it, because our camera keeps fucking turning off.
What were we talking about?
We'll figure this out. I don't even remember. The camera will, though. So, I think we were talking about robotic parts still. Or did we switch over to a new topic? Let's start a new topic.
Let's start a new topic. Do you want to do the goat one or the flavor one? I think the flavor one would have more of a conversation.
Let's talk about the flavors.
Because the goat one has a little bit of ethics.
If you were a flavor, what flavor would you be?
I wanna see if we can answer this for each other first. What you think each other would say.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Okay, first I'm gonna say what I think you would be, and then I'm gonna say what I think you would say you would be.
Okay, that's good.
I think you would be peanut butter flavor.
Okay.
If you were a flavor, you'd be peanut butter.
I love peanut butter.
But I think you will say that you'd be like a coffee flavor.
A coffee?
A coffee.
Interesting.
Your
okay,
turn.
now I'm going to do the same for you. Do I say the same about myself, or I'm going to say the same about myself. So you think I'd be peanut butter, you think I'd say coffee. I was going to say tree bark.
Ooh. I believe that.
Did you know? Think about this right now. If you can look at anything and imagine what it would feel like on your tongue.
Well, we know that.
We know that.
Because if your hands... We've talked about that.
We have talked about this. This grass right here. Let's
you know
see
what it feels like.
Like if you put your tongue on it, you can think about it. You know exactly what it would feel like. Same with the tree. Same with this microphone. Like imagine licking that. You don't have to lick it.
Well, what flavor would you be? You said you said you'd be tree bark. What flavor do you think? What flavor would you think of me, and what flavor do you think I'll say?
I think of you as like a. You know what I like? Butter chicken.
Butter chicken. You think I taste like butter chicken? If I'd be a flavor.
I know you taste like butter chicken.
He does know.
It's true.
Now, what do you think I would say I would taste like? Not to like...
I think you'd say you taste like red licorice.
I know your opinions on licorice. I think I would be blue raspberry.
Okay.
I'd be drinking a lot of blue...
I completely agree with... I'm changing my mind. You are right.
I'd be drinking a lot of blue raspberry flavor things.
Every time we go to the coffee stand,
blue raspberry
always get a blue raspberry Lotus.
Blue raspberry Lotus, blue raspberry Red Bull.
Yeah.
Favorite
blue
candies,
raspberry
blue
slushy.
I'm just a 9-year-old kid who picked a flavor, and like it's like a Subway sandwich. You pick it and you don't change. It's the same thing for the rest of your life. That for me is blue raspberry because it's safe.
It's fair.
And green apple. Blue raspberry and green apple are beautiful.
Those are hand in hand.
I like sour things. I'd be a sour taste.
Patch Kid.
I am a Sour Patch Kid.
I almost said Sour Patch Kid, but then what did I say?
Blue raspberry Sour Patch Kids are a thing. You said that I would be butter chicken.
Yeah, like butter chicken.
You know what? That's a very comforting
answer.
flavor.
I would have said my first idea was Sour Patch Kid, but I thought that would have been too boring.
Oh, that motherfucker got me. That motherfucker got me, dude.
Damn.
Butter chicken isn't boring. I think bark is an interesting thing to talk about. Why do you think you taste like bark? Tree? What type of tree? What type of tree bark? Are we talking cedar, fir, pine, dogwood.
You know, if I'm honest, I would say Sitka spruce.
Sitka spruce.
Sitka spruce.
Sitka spruce. Is that an Alaskan tree?
This is my hometown.
Juneau.
Yeah. Well, home state, Alaska national tree.
That's why he says flag.
That is why I say flag. I'm a little too close to Canada.
Flag. Aunt. What's another word that you say differently? We say some words differently.
Bag. Like
bag.
Backpack, like a bag.
I was born and raised in Washington. You were born in...
Let's hear him say creek. Let's
crick.
hear it. Crick?
Crick.
It's a crick.
Eastern Washington.
It's a crick.
Eastern Washington, you say crick. I feel like I've always...
You ain't never been in a crick your entire life.
Well, cricks aren't big enough to be in. I feel like I have distinguishations. Distinguidation.
You still say creek, but your...
But it's my idea of a creek is different. Like creek, stream, river, from smallest to largest.
Crick
is like a little
Creek's
crick of water.
Bigger.
It's
What's
like
next? River,
stream, and then river, and then river.
Perfect.
Bigger river after that, and then even bigger river comes after that, and then what's a bigger flowing state of any flowing state of any flowing state of water going from one point to another, connecting 2 points, is just a river. Doesn't matter how big it is; it's still a river. So, with that topic, would a tiny little creek and a stream technically be a river, or is there like a size? Is there a size acquirement?
Until I met you. I'll be honest.
I've shown you cricks before. You know, down by that river over there.
Down by the bay where the watermelons grow.
That one, you know, where the rainbow watering, what was it? Like those things. We went down there once, and there was these water jugs filled with different food-colored liquids for some reason, and we thought it was like a Blair Witch project. You know what I'm talking about? Last summer.
That was very weird.
Yes,
yeah.
Near that is to me, that's like a stream. Anything smaller than that,
I have a
that's
picture
like a creek.
of it. I'll put it up in this video right now.
It's nuts. It was actually scary.
It was so weird. We just walked up on this. It was all of a sudden just down here by the river. Different colored bottles.
No, they were like rainbow water bottles.
I was trying to... Because whoever did this put food coloring...
I think it was that one boy.
There was a neighborhood boy that I think...
The one that walked into the house on 4th of July unannounced.
Yeah. I think it was.
There's a whole theory.
That's a whole nother story.
We need to have a conversation about that at some point.
One time.
Okay. Why would you be the flavor of tree bark?
Of tree bark?
Sitka tree bark.
Sitka spruce tree bark.
Sitka spruce tree bark.
So if you knew what I was talking about, these things have pine needles that are so fucking sharp. They literally hurt to touch these trees.
Are you saying that you taste spiky?
I guess you could put it that way.
I feel like you would taste round.
Round?
Yeah, like if you were like a water, you'd be like Dasani water, like just Fiji, nice round soft water, just like a safe water.
I had Fiji once, and
Didn't
I
like it?
hated it. I haven't had it since. This was like 8 or 9 years ago.
It has a different feeling. It's not even a taste,
I don't know
it's
why,
a feeling.
It was so
It's soft.
unsettling that I've literally felt this internal hate for it for years.
You have an internal hate for a lot of flavors, and I have a list. We should have a conversation about that, since we're on flavors.
Let's discuss.
Let's discuss. I'm gonna bring up the notes I have. Theo and I have been friends for a while, and I have a notes app, Samsung Notes app. It just says Theo on it, and it's all the flavors I know that he does not like. Number 1, which is the one I disagree with the absolute most, and you know what I'm going to say. He says it tastes like bubblegum. It's root beer.
It tastes like bubblegum, in my
There's
opinion.
probably people that agree with him, but I'm a root beer boy. I'm a root beer loving boy. I'm an American bred man. I love root beer. And I think it's a sin. Nay, a abomination.
An abomination.
He doesn't like root beer. I'm just going to go down the list, actually. Number 1, root beer. Actually, this isn't really in like a number 1 to least. This is just all the things I know of. Bro doesn't like root beer. Hates honey. Doesn't like almond joy.
Okay, let's stop on the honey for a second.
Well, it's in excess. You don't like honey flavored things, but you like honey itself, right?
No.
Or is it the
I'm
opposite?
not. I had a honey stick once, and I literally threw up on the ground outside. It was so sweet, and it gave me a headache instantly.
There was a similar situation with the Hershey bar in Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah, I shit myself in Las Vegas because of a huge Hershey's chocolate bar.
Let's discuss that.
So
I shit myself
we're
in Vegas.
yeah, we're like four conversations deep.
Let's talk about that later. Let's continue.
For a side quest.
Yes,
for a side quest.
That's just our brains and conversations. Let's talk about the rest of the flavors. So there's a reason why he doesn't like honey, and that's because of the honey sticks.
Okay.
But like honey on like what's it, the fucking honey bunches of oats, like that's fine, I'm sure.
I love that.
That's good.
I
honey
love
buns.
honey glazed chicken. That is one of my favorite foods.
Guess who
he
used to make
it?
Yeah.
Because he worked somewhere.
I worked at a place that starts with H and ends with S and sounds like an Ogden or Agen in the middle.
Yes, this is a very PNW.
PNW exclusive. And your boy used to make lots of Chinese food with a very good coworker named Kenny.
Kenny, yeah.
We love Kenny. He's a great man.
He's amazing.
He is amazing. He is like 67 now. Because he was 64 when I worked there.
He looks like he's 39 or 40.
He looks like he's like maybe, yeah. Good working man. Anyways, used to make that. Theo doesn't like Almond Joys, but not because of the almonds or the chocolate. It's the coconut.
I can't do it.
Which that comes up later in the list too, but he just specifically has talked about how much he hates Almond Joys. I feel like the camera's turned off again, but we didn't hear it. I just feel it.
I'm going to go check, okay?
Yeah,
I'm going to check
it
on the camera here.
I'm going to laugh if it turns off the second you walk over. Oh, it's still on?
We're still on.
Oh my god, look at that.
We're still on.
Let's keep that in. I think that'll add some. You're going to trip on the... Yeah, let's keep that so we can see. That's a good idea. You're smart. Alright.
Why don't we?
Licorice. This is a texture thing instead of a taste thing, I feel like. You say it's quote, tastes like wax, but wax is a feeling, not a taste.
There's two types of or there's probably more than two types, but
Twizzlers
I'm thinking about
and
red
licorice.
licorice and black licorice. I can't do either, really, but
Black licorice is
fine
bad.
with red licorice. I just think it's really waxy, like Red Vines or Twizzlers. I really can't do it. So we've got black licorice. See, my dad...
And anise or anise.
Yeah.
That
he
shit
used
tastes...
to eat black licorice
Every
ice
dad
cream.
likes black licorice.
He had black licorice ice cream, too. And then he'd come up to me and he'd go in my face.
My dad would do the same fucking thing.
I'm like...
That's like... Is that a dad thing?
It's a dad thing.
It must be
it's
a dad
out of love, but it's also like... Dude,
fuck you.
I'm traumatized for the rest of my life.
I'm gonna poke you in your eye sockets.
Black licorice in my face.
I think this next flavor that you don't like is so valid, and if anybody likes this flavor, I immediately hate you.
I'm interested in what you're about to say.
You know what I'm gonna say.
I don't know.
It's blue cheese. If you're eating blue cheese, you're a fucking maggot.
Why are you eating... Okay, I was gonna say, why are you eating mold? And people are like, well...
Cheese is mold.
mold.
Okay, but like blue cheese actually tastes like mold.
You can literally see the fucking mold on it.
Why is it blue?
Cheese doesn't look like mold. It's like...
Cheddar cheese tastes good. Blue cheese tastes bad. When I was a kid, I used to love blue cheese because I didn't know any better.
Because you like blue raspberry and it's blue.
Okay. All right. Continue. We're gonna continue. We're gonna continue this though. Blue cheese doesn't like. I was saying that my mom used to put blue cheese in meatloaf, and I used to really like it because like if it's in like a loaf of meat. Blue cheese in meatloaf? What the hell? I used to like it, and then one day, my mom put just too much blue cheese, which any amount of blue cheese in anything is too much, but when I was a kid, I used to like it, because, again, I didn't know any better. I was brainwashed, and there was too much, and I threw up, and guess who never ate meatloaf or blue cheese ever again?
You don't like meatloaf today?
Today, I'll try it, but, like, it's not something that I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make a fucking meatloaf. Listen, it's one of those things where, like, if mom makes it, like, if I'm over at mom and dad's house and she makes it, I'm gonna eat that meatloaf, as long as there's no blue cheese in it.
That's completely understandable.
But I haven't had meatloaf in maybe, how old am I? 21? So, like, since I was maybe 10, so probably 10 years. 10 years I haven't had meatloaf, and it's been an amazing 10 years without it. Would I eat it again? Yes, absolutely.
We gotta go get that sometime.
Yeah, but I'm not...
Last time I had meatloaf, I think I liked it.
I also feel like, at our age, there's something to be said about people who are our age, who go out of their way, go to the store, buy, like, 2 pounds of ground beef, and they go, meatloaf. I'm making meatloaf tonight. Let me put that in the glass dish and make some meatloaf. And then you eat it. The whole thing.
That just stopped in, like, 2012. I feel like... By 2012, meatloaf just wasn't a thing anymore in my family.
Hold
So, what other things do I not like? Because genuinely, I feel
Bubblegum.
like this is a list that is very short in comparison to most people. I eat almost everything. These are like the only things I don't like.
You also, we already touched on black licorice and Twizzlers because I literally have in parentheses that it tastes like wax, and we already talked about black licorice. Brother doesn't like bubblegum, and again, the reason why he doesn't like root beer is because he says it tastes like bubblegum.
It goes hand in hand.
But
Not
would
a
you
fan.
chew a bubblegum that tastes like bubblegum? Are you okay with that? It's like, it's where it's supposed to be.
Would I chew a bubblegum that tastes like bubblegum?
Yeah, like just like bubblegum.
No, I like a gum. I'm fine with most of it.
I don't like gum. I can't chew
fair.
it.
I used to hate gum, but I've recently
I like it, but I got cavities.
From gum?
Yeah, it hurt. Not from gum, but like
You have cavities
yes,
and the gum
well,
hurt it. I understand.
here's the thing. I've gotten all my cavities filled, but it still hurts. Like, sugar just hurts. So maybe this is like I've already been in there twice to get them filled. Same teeth. So maybe I should go in a third time. Third time's a charm.
Third time's a charm.
I like gum, but bubblegum flavor is probably the more obnoxious flavor. I think cinnamon gum, I used to like it. I remember that. Do you remember that I used to like cinnamon gum?
I don't remember that.
Were we friends at that? I don't think we were. I think I used to get made fun of for chewing cinnamon gum because my dad used to eat it, and I was like, fuck yeah, dude, cinnamon gum.
You know, I need to try it, but it just doesn't sound very appealing.
That could be a next video idea, trying different gum flavors. And
Yeah.
I'll just work through the cavity pain.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to do that someday, okay?
Okay. A soda he doesn't like. Cream soda.
It's just
Immediate headache.
I drink it and I get a fucking headache like right away. I don't know what it is. You can add orange creamsicle. Did you write that down?
That's the last one. It says
That is my least favorite thing on the face of the earth.
It says orange cream anything. Anything
So-
orange cream. Not okay.
I have a story. When I was younger, not
Is this
even too
another
much
throw
younger.
up story or diarrhea story?
This is, yeah. I've got kind of a problem with that. When I smell weird things, I throw up. So, I was in my house. I was upstairs. Now our kitchen
is a
used to
story.
be downstairs.
Is this in Alaska?
Old house? No.
Or is this in Hong Kong?
Yeah. No.
Oh, it's
Last house.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm upstairs. My sister, little sister, she's downstairs. I'm just sitting up in my room with the door closed. She opens up an orange creamsicle yogurt, and I believe within minutes or seconds even, I smelled this yogurt, and it was so bad for some reason. I went straight to the bathroom and I threw up, and I missed the toilet. It went everywhere.
At the immediate scent of orange cream
No.
yogurt.
This has happened twice. The second time wasn't as bad.
When was the second? How old are you for the first time, and how old are you for the second? Okay, if this is the last house, you must have been at least a senior, right? Or like middle school. The first time it
I might
happened.
have been in. My sister and I switched bedrooms at some point, just because she was like, my bedroom had a bathroom, her bedroom was bigger, so I was like, I'd prefer the bigger than having a bathroom. I think actually I was in the downstairs bedroom I was on the same floor, but I was upstairs in our game room. That's what it was.
Okay,
'Cause
that was the
remember
game
that little?
room.
I slept in like a little Harry Potter.
Oh, that was
cabinet.
the game room for a while?
Yeah, that was
Okay.
actually a video
So you were
game
in there,
room.
and she opened up a yogurt in there, and since it was such a small, confined space, your senses...
Yeah, I got
rejected.
overwhelmed. And
Overwhelmed.
I fucking threw up.
He's overwhelmed by orange cream yogurt. How old were you?
First time, I'm gonna tell you, was probably 13 or so.
Okay,
Maybe freshman.
valid.
I remember her really liking it.
What about the second time? Dude, I'm getting...
That would have to be maybe sophomore year
That's crazy.
of high school. It was a while, but I don't know.
Alright, this one's gonna make people mad, if anyone does see this. Theo hates mint chocolate anything.
Mint chocolate chip ice cream, mint with chocolate. It just really doesn't work. Okay? It's just, personally for me, I grew up with this hate for brushing my teeth. I'll be honest, I used to be terrible at it. Nowadays, I do it every single day. I've got a good streak going for the last like 2 months or so. I'm doing it like every single day.
Sometimes life gets ahead of you, and there's nothing to judge about that.
I know,
There's
but it was like
nothing
when
to
I was
judge.
younger, I don't know. It was like a sensory overload. Just brushing my teeth, I was like, I can't do it. So now whenever
It
I
tickles sometimes.
eat mint chocolate chip ice cream or anything,
Oh,
I
because
have
of the
to
mint.
try it.
Okay.
Again, I haven't had it in a long time,
We should do that.
but like
Get a bunch of the
an
foods that you
Andes
don't like.
mint or a mint chocolate chip. Yeah, this is another thing we'll do. We'll have me eat things I don't like, and we'll see if I still don't like it. I'd be fine doing that. So, yeah, it's just like, absolutely not. And, I don't know. Yeah.
Orange cream anything, mint chocolate. I feel like those are the two that's going to make people mad. I can't think of a flavor of... I cannot think of a flavor that I don't like. I like most things. I'm a big bag. Do you know anything that I don't like?
I'm trying to think, yeah,
There's
right
been a
now,
couple
stuff you
things
don't
where I
like.
immediately, like, I make the face. You know the face that cats make when
Right.
they, like, get a new smell? The, like, phlegm
I know
response?
you don't like Blue Moon beer.
Did not like that.
I really like that. That's my favorite beer.
It's okay. It has the best aftertaste out of any beer. Because,
But
like, usually
you
beer
just
makes...
aren't huge on beer.
I'm not. I like ciders.
I know. I like cider a lot too.
I used to not. It's just apple juice. It's angry apple juice. Frustrated apple juice.
This is angry apple juice.
Fuck, what were we talking about? Yeah, I don't... Blue Moon is like, I don't care for it,
Right.
but I would drink it if that was the only beer that was
Obviously,
there.
you don't like blue cheese. That's
Yeah,
fair.
fuck blue cheese, but that's valid. That's
Another
not
thing-
like... You have controversial flavor opinions.
You don't really. I think.
I don't like black licorice,
Yeah, but that's
but
not.
that's also like a
not
very hated
controversial.
subject as well.
Lots of people don't like black licorice. So
Oh, I do have one.
let me
I
tell-
don't like watermelon flavored things. I think they taste bad. I think they
Honestly,
taste
I
so
agree.
artificial.
Flavored
like cherry.
watermelon itself
Water-
is fantastic.
Watermelon itself
But-
is great, but flavor thing, like same with there's watermelon, but then there's melon, which are
Yeah.
people say that they're different, but I don't think they are. But cherry flavored things usually are bad.
Yeah, and especially like some artificial flavorings are just terrible. Banana is one of the worst.
Okay, let's
They
have a
cannot
conversation
figure
about
out
banana
artificial
flavor.
banana
Okay, but
flavoring.
there's a reason why it tastes like that. Because the old bananas that they gone extinct. I think there's like a Google Wikipedia about it. The reason why banana flavoring tastes the way it does is because it's based off of like an old banana that used to exist, but now it's extinct.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's fucking extinct because that shit tastes awful. No wonder it went
it
extinct.
is
It tastes
terrible.
horrible.
Like have
Absolutely
you ever had-
disgusting.
Okay, there's taffy. You know taffy, right?
I don't care for banana taffy either,
I don't
though.
care for much taffy at all.
But you like
They've
banana
made
taffy?
Every single no, I don't. I don't
Okay.
like really any taffy for some reason. I mean, it's like
What about
some of them
saltwater
are
taffy?
fine.
Saltwater taffy can be good.
Yeah, it's fine, but also like I don't know.
Not a flavor, but a food. I don't fuck with cotton candy. Or Peeps.
I don't like cotton candy either.
Cotton candy and
are
Peeps.
also really hard to eat. I saw recently they made a Dr. Pepper Peep. Really, I did this thing with my other buddy a while ago where we tried every Peep flavor.
Who?
Joey.
Joey!
So, yeah, shout out Joey. He's the best. So is Josh. It's just, I rock with the J's. Right? The J
He fucks
name.
with the J names.
So, I really...
You tried all the Peeps flavors? Or you tried all the Oreos?
Everyone that was available on the shelves at Target.
You
We
bought
bought
them?
every single one. So, I just...
I don't like Peeps. I think the reason why I don't like them is because when I was a kid, like, typical story, as a kid, you ate too much and then you threw up. That's what happened to
Do
me.
you ever put a Peep in a microwave? Have you ever put...
I think I did.
What interesting items have you put in a microwave?
I know the story. I know.
You know a story
I know
of
a
mine.
story.
That's pretty
That one was
awesome.
really funny. Okay, so when I was a kid, I was obsessed with the idea that, like, warm milk made you fall asleep. Isn't that
Okay.
gross? But, like, that was, like, a thing. It's, like, on, like, old children's books. It's like, I'll heat you up a glass of milk. Which, why? But as a kid, I was like, that's gonna make me sleep. And as a child with, like, severe, neurodivergency, I'm trying to get to sleep. at a decent time, and I just was obsessed with that. So I tried to do it, and so I put this cup in the microwave, and I didn't realize it was a metal cup. And then when I drank my milk, it was like milk but metallic flavored.
So you put the metal cup in the microwave.
Yes, I
okay,
did.
so
And the second it went
on to my story where every day in middle school I brought this thermos to school, and they had a microwave in the lunchroom. This wasn't middle school. This was 6th grade.
Ooh, I have a middle school microwave.
I
didn't clap on mine very well. But
hey,
you can
whatever.
Use yours.
So our camera fucking turned off again. Like I said, we'll figure this out by next episode. So we were yapping about my dislikes with food.
We were yapping about something to do with Alaska and dislikes of. No, was it this? It was supposed. I think it was supposed to be the second time you threw up over orange cream soda or orange cream anything.
We're all mixed up. I think we talked enough about that.
You want to do a different one?
Let's finish this off with one more question, right?
One more question. Let me find one.
You know, you can only be so unbothered when there's mosquitoes eating the fuck out of you too.
Yeah,
so
I was gonna say I'm
a little
unbothered.
Bit crazy. I need some deets for the next episode.
But mosquitoes are something I'm not gonna be unbothered about.
Yeah, I'm gonna be bothered by mosquitoes.
Okay, I got some of them. We got. What flavor are Swedish fish? Lots of flavors today.
What flavor are Swedish fish?
I know what the actual flavor is supposed to be because I looked it up, but I feel like it's like a cherry strawberry mix flavor. But there is an actual flavor that it's supposed to be.
You know, one thing I complained about earlier was not liking the waxiness of red vines.
You don't like Swedish fish either, do you?
Swedish fish have the exact same waxiness, but for some reason it doesn't bother me. I don't know why that doesn't make sense, but that's just how it is.
I'm not somebody who cares for Swedish fish. I'll take one from Ellie every once in a while because
she likes them.
She's an avid Swedish fisher, a Swedish fish catcher.
She's a Swedish fisherwoman.
A Swedish fisherwoman.
Yes. So,
I think strawberry cherry is the flavor
strawberry or
it's going for.
Cherry?
Yeah,
I'm trying to imagine it on my tongue right now.
I'm gonna tell you the flavor once you answer.
You've looked this up.
Yes, I know the flavor.
Okay, so can you tell me, were you close when you guessed it?
No, absolutely not. It's a area specific plant.
I have no fucking idea.
Once I tell you, you're gonna be like, oh, that makes sense. But what flavor do you think it is? Because again, cherry and strawberry mixed together feels like it would be close to a Swedish fish.
Hold on. Is it lingonberry?
It is lingonberry.
Are you serious?
It's lingonberry.
No fucking way, dude.
Look at that. It's lingonberry. Swedish lingonberry.
I guessed that.
Yeah, dude. Good job.
I fucking love IKEA. I'm part Swedish. I'm part Swedish. That's a fact.
You go to IKEA too much. It says the flavor of the original red Swedish fish is often described as a lingonberry flavor, though some people also describe it as a berry blend or even a floral flavor.
How?
I've never had a lingonberry.
You need to go to IKEA with me and have their lingonberry soda or their lingonberry jam that you put on your
IKEA trip?
PB&J. What?
IKEA trip? Not with the camera. I think
we're going to go to IKEA.
I think we're both too socially awkward to bring a camera.
Yeah.
Not going to do that. We're not going to be those people.
We love talking, just the two of us.
Yapping.
This is our first time really in front of a camera as well.
Oh, yeah. Well,
ever.
No. There's a very special video out on YouTube.
There is. Maybe you guys will find it one day, but I don't know if we're ever going to tell you.
Of two men in masks.
We'll give
That's all we're gonna say.
some clues. We're in masks, and it's a music video.
It's beautiful.
That's it.
Can I say the topic, though? I want to say
no.
Okay.
No. This is going to be a game.
Real quick, before we end this, I think this one made me think, and I didn't like it at all.
Okay, let me know.
You're locked in a room filled with spiders forever.
Forever?
Would you rather have the lights on or off? The spiders are non-venomous, but they have indestructible. So you
They're
can't kill them.
indestructible like Magic.
But they're terrifying. So would you rather live with a, like, let's say you're in like a room like the size of like my current bedroom, right? You remember that size? Or like maybe
you're stuck in this room for
like
the
a
rest
9
of
by
your life?
9 foot room for the rest of your life. Like you don't have to worry about anything, but like you're motherfucker. You're stuck in there the rest of your life. Spiders everywhere. Would you rather see them all the time or just be like, I'm not looking? Like they won't attack you or anything. They just exist. And you and I both don't care for spiders. We lived in a house together, my childhood house that had lots of spiders, which would come out while we were playing some music and almost feel like it was yelling at us, telling us to be quiet.
Yeah.
Big spiders.
Yeah, it walks up to us. You can see every hair on its leg. You can count them. You
can count the individual hair follicles. He comes out of the drain.
That was another one.
There's
like, multiple spider incidents at this house.
But for the spiders, though, in the room, I'm saying, like...
He was pretty
that big.
Large.
I'm not...
What spider do you think that was? Wolf spider?
I think it was a wolf spider.
I think it was an Uktenflagen.
You have a mosquito right in front of your forehead. What would you do, though? Real quick, would you have lights on or off in this 9 by 9 foot room of spiders?
What would I do to finish off this episode?
Lights on or off?
Final answer.
I'm saying lights on.
Lights on for you? I couldn't live my whole life with the lights off, so I'll do lights on. Especially
on your forehead, slap your forehead, slap your forehead. There you go. I saved you. Should have had a V8, saved your life. Ugh.